is there a new group set from Rotor? And if it's anything like the previous one, which we actually have, hopefully not. So there's some mysterious photos floating around on the internet that appear to be an unreleased Rotor group set. Maybe it's electronic. There's a lot of electronic stuff showing up at the minute. The previous old one was hydraulic, but I don't mean hydraulic brakes. I mean hydraulic
everything
mech. It's 1x, isn't it? It wasn't a 2x.
Yes,
it was a 1x hydraulic mech.
Yes, because it was called, the original was Rotor Uno, and then it became Rotor...
Due.
No. Wait, they're Spanish.
Oh, did I do it in Italian?
Yes.
Dos.
So the old one...
Which one are you talking about? The middle one. There was Uno, then there's the one we have in a box, which I bought.
That one was the most recent one they released,
I think it's just called 1x12, Rotor 1x12, I think.
Is that... so it was an early 12-speed then,
It was
wasn't it?
also 13-speed.
It was called 12, but it was 13
No,
speed.
you could do both with the same mech. Yeah, I don't know how. There's ways to change it. But you'd have to have their wheel set to get a 13-speed cassette.
Right.
So they're so ahead of the time, and it didn't work very
well.
I thought
in some ways.
We've set it up twice, 2 different bikes. The second time, it worked fantastically. The first time, it worked okay, acceptably. The second time, it's super smooth. I want to put it back on a bike. But as we discussed earlier, I don't think we can because you need very, very thin, weird little gear hoses, and then we've cut them shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. We could put it on Emily's bike.
I get. We haven't really explained it. So it's a gear hose, as in there is fluid that connects the shifter to the rear mech, and that fluid controls the shift.
And it feels unlike any other group set you have ever shifted.
In a good way?
Very odd.
I remember it being better than I was expecting, but I definitely remember thinking I would not want this.
It feels like reinventing the wheel.
Oh, so unnecessary, but kind of... It's just weird, so I like it. It was also extremely light, if that is your bag.
So we don't know much about this new group set, or even if it's real, but maybe it is.
There's 2 images, and I've counted the teeth on the cassette on both.
Go on then.
It's very blurry, and I don't think that's my eyesight.
No, it is your eyesight. It's pretty clear.
I've zoomed in, so you'll see how blurry it is. I think it's 12-speed on both.
Okay. And speculation that it may be electric.
Speculation, it looks like it's electric.
The non-power rotor crankset looks great. I love that sharpness to it.
I'll do.
It's a very nice looking thing. It looks like it's going to be electric. There looks like there's some kind of batteries going on there, doesn't it? But we'll see, I guess.
What's price range on Rotor? Are they sort of at the cheaper end? Are they sort of L2?
No. Premium.
Is it?
That was a really expensive group set.
Right.
I got a discount from Nick because the distributor was trying to get rid of them, I guess. And it was still a couple of £1,000.
Is it?
Yeah.
God, big competition, isn't it?
That was COVID days, wasn't it? When there was nothing available and you needed a group set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting price point in a space where there's big competition. When you're going up against sort of, I guess, SRAM and Shimano, and to a lesser extent Campag, they're so established already that if you have $1,000, $2,000 or whatever to spend,
it's an odd endeavour, isn't it? From them, their bread and butter is cranks and Q-rings. They were like the first big brand to push the marketing on Q-rings.
Right.
And you could get cranks that fitted. It's kind of neutral, so people would put a rotor crank on their group set no matter what the other manufacturer was. And they were quite reliable.
Do you think that, much like the rest of society, the bike industry is also falling into the idea of really good entry-level products, really good top-end products, and that bit in the middle seems to be disappearing a bit? In terms of bikes and group sets, all of the miscellaneous other bits and pieces. Because we've got all of the wheel top, L2, TRP.
Are they entry level though? Are they entry level? We can discuss this later because there's a question about what is
they're
entry
like
level.
performance-y products that are at a slightly lower price point.
Yeah.
Didn't I change entry level to cheap. Or no, no, I did say entry level because I didn't want to say cheap. Ultimately, what I'm getting at is there is a lot of options in the £0 to £600 marks now.
Right.
There is significantly less options in the £600 to £2,000 mark. And then there's loads of options over £2,000 again. And I'm talking about group sets, not bikes. There's this void in the middle that's appearing, and I think we're going to see more really expensive SRAM stuff, more really expensive Campag stuff. Shimano is probably one of the few currently that are still representing.
Where SRAM have stopped.
Well, yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Only.
They have just dropped a mechanical mountain bike group set, I think, at Taipei. But I don't think we know that much about it at the minute. So maybe they are going to be reintroducing cheaper group sets by their current offering.
It doesn't look cheap.
Well, it does. It looks like it's going to be expensive. But if you assume that the Apex is £1,200 as an E-Type group set, it's E-Type, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you would think the mechanical version of that is going to come in less, but who knows? Unless they're planning on pushing that further up. I think what we are seeing is the middle disappearing.